Hey everybody, it's Emily. It's week 54, and this week's topic for the Sweethearts channel is all about the idea of masculine versus feminine trans guys. And it's something that I think we as partners experience a lot of, especially once T is started. There are definitely changes. And there's this notion that once you come out as transgender, and you start to transition, you have to completely leave behind any female aspects of yourself. And I think that's where a lot of issues tend to happen within the community and within people when they discover that, oh wow, this part of me is completely 100% gone now. There's almost a sadness. And it's not a sadness that you need to feel. So, what I wanted to cover first, I can't talk about gender without talking about the idea of the patriarchy. And the idea of the patriarchy and the androcentric culture that we live in is the idea that everything is centered around male. Androcentric means that male is the norm. So there's male, and then there's the other, which is female. And that's if you ascribe to the idea that there is a gender binary and there are two genders and that's all that you get. I don't ascribe to that ideal. Some do, which I think is another reason that a lot of guys seem to struggle with the idea of if you're trans, you have to be 110% like man, and it's not necessary. And if anything, you're selling yourself short, because you're more than just a gender. You're more than just a stereotype of that gender. You owe it to yourself to be more than that. I hope that's kind of making sense. I'm sorry, this is getting in my face. Okay. I made notes, but I don't know if I'm gonna look at them today. Okay. Anybody who's ever walked into a Toys R Us knows that gender exists. Because there's blue, and there's pink, and girls go over there, and boys go over there, and everyone just, you get your dolls, and you get your fake, tools and shit, and everyone just be happy in their gender norms. And it's something that upsets me. It's something that makes me terrified to ever bring children into this world, because they're going to be presented with these options, and you have to be strong enough to say, what about option C? What about me just making my own choice? What about not having to ascribe to A or B and doing what you want me to do? And looking like this type of man and looking like this type of woman. And as someone who has kind of fucked with the gender lines, I have boy days and I have girl days, or whatever you want to call them, and I don't consider myself to be gender queer. That's not how I label myself. But I consider myself to be so comfortable with my gender. I am cisgender, I am female, and that's how I identify. And I'm comfortable with that. And because of that level of comfort that I have, I can put on a binder and still feel like a woman. I can put on, I have unisex clothes, and unisex means male, by the way, in this world. If you weren't aware, unisex means male. So it's the idea that you can't toe the line. It's the idea that once you transition, you have to go like balls to the wall, 100% male. And it's not how it should be. And I think the reason that a lot of guys feel that pressure to go all the way is because of the society that we grew up in, is because of the patriarchal society that raised them. So I'm not going to sit here and give everybody a pass to being a misogynist, but I am going to tell you it's because of how you were raised, and you don't have to think like that anymore. You know, you're recreating yourself as a man, so be whatever kind of man that you want to be. Don't ever let anybody tell you what a man is supposed to look like, because it's bullshit. It's complete and utter bullshit. So yeah, that's my thought on that. I just want people to do what makes them happy. And if transitioning from female to male and being feminine and putting on makeup and doing things that we're told females do makes you happy, then do it. And if going hunting and shaving your face and growing a beard and doing all that stuff makes you happy, then do it. Just don't do these things because you're supposed to, because you should, because you have to fit into this narrow mold of what we're told gender is supposed to be. Because if you actually stop and think about it, gender is so much more complicated than male and female and blue and pink, and it's so much more complicated than Toys R Us tells us. So I guess my only thought on the subject is do you, and do what makes you happy. And don't ever let anybody tell you how you need to be or how you need to appear in order to be that happy. So I hope that was a little bit helpful. I hope that I don't say this kind of stuff to offend people. I know that some people will probably watch this and think, she is cisgender, she doesn't know what she's talking about, and I hate her. And that's fine, because you don't really know me. You know this little square on your computer that pops up every Tuesday, and you think, oh, this girl's back. But, I guess I just wanted to get it out there that we're taught from a very early age that we're supposed to do certain things. We're supposed to dress a certain way, act a certain way, like certain things, play with a doll or a truck, and you don't have to do that. You can say, fuck that. You can walk away and you can do your own thing. And you can still be as much of a man or as much of a woman as you want to be, and still be yourself and be content and happy. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that I didn't come off as too preachy, because that's totally not my prerogative. It's not what I want to do. It's something that I'm very passionate about. Gender norms and the androcentricity around us is just suffocating sometimes. So give yourself some credit and don't ascribe to every single thing that you're told. Alright, I will see you guys next Tuesday. Bye.